to be interviewing a really, really good friend. I got to meet him on Biggest Little Railway in the World. He was part of the A-team, but since then he's become an amazing part of my life. Children's author, nice guy, Simon A.C. Martin. Hi Simon, nice to see you.
Hello Lawrence, how are you?
Now, you've made it in from Bristol, you've been travelling around at all, and we've been seeing on Twitter the first news about your second book.
Yes, we're just in the illustrating stage now. Dean's doing the line arts for all of the chapters. We've got a sample cover that's been worked on during the weekend. Hope to have it out in the summer.
So it should be in the shops in summer. How are people going to be able to find this next edition? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be in the preserved railways like your first edition? Where do we go and look for this book?
So it will be available on the Amazon Kindle, same as the original book, Tale of the Unnamed Engine. We haven't set a price yet, so we're working on that, we're looking into that. For the first time, we're going to be creating an actual hardback copy
of
children's book. We're really, really excited about it. I'm looking at maybe $9.99 for this one. It will be available from BritishRailwayStories.com and hopefully a number of preserved railways. There's been quite a bit of interest, so we'll see where we go.
And we've moved from the LNER to the Great Western.
Yes, we have, but don't get any ideas, Lawrence. That's not permanent.
Absolutely. Because you are a massive LNER fan. You broadcast on Twitter as Copley Hill. What is your connection with the LNER?
So, from a very early age, my late grandfather was a London North Eastern Railway enthusiast. He used to actually spot trains at Copley Hill in Leeds and around that area and at King's Cross. And ever since then, he was pretty much an inspiration to me throughout the whole of my childhood. When he passed away, he left behind quite a few things like his love of the new build Tornado that was still in progress, Flying Scotsman and many others. I've moved on and I've been working on my own LNER layout now, which has that particular train actually running round, funnily enough.
Now, tell us about this. You came to the club a couple of weeks ago and gave a fascinating lecture on Thomson, because you believe that Thomson's reputation is not an accurate reflection of that man's life.
So to give maybe a little bit of context to that, Edward Thompson was the second chief mechanical engineer of the London North Eastern Railway, taking over in 1941 from Sir Nigel Gresley and retiring in 1945-1946. And basically he gets a very hard time of it in the railway press. I've done a lot of research, done a lot of interviews, I've written a lot of things online, and I've been putting together a book because actually you don't get both sides of the story with Edward Thompson. He actually is very, very maligned when he's a pretty successful locomotive engineer in many respects.
So what's on the track now?
So we actually have his unique A1 Pacific Great Northern, rebuilt in 1945 from the original Gresley locomotive. She remained unique. She was a engineering dead end in many respects. She was effectively the last development of the A4 Pacific, because unlike the locomotive she replaced, which was an A10, the rebuilt locomotive used an A4 boiler, A4 frames, cylinders. It had the same double cowl chap arrangement that Mallard had. In fact, all of Thomson's Pacifics had that double cowl chap arrangement. He was the only one to standardise across all of his Pacifics.
Well, I wish you luck. That is a book I really want to put into my library, so I'm looking forward to seeing that one come down the line. Is that for next year?
It'll be for whenever I finish it. I keep saying this. I've been writing it for 7 years. More information comes up. I rewrite it. I look at it again. There'll be another draft. But in reality, I really need to get it out before the end of this year.
Good. Well, we look forward to seeing it. Now, let's go back to last year's summer holidays. How did you get caught up in Biggest Little Railway?
There's a chap called Ryan who tweeted me and said, I think you should be in this and I think you should have a go. I sent an email off. I got a phone call from a lovely lady called Charlotte, who we're both well acquainted with now, and the rest is history. Came along to the hotel for the big kind of introduction. Met you there.
Absolutely. Now, I built a bridge. You were building a catapult, I believe.
Yes, we built a catapult, and I was so confident about the kind of grabber thing. So we had to build a catapult and a thing to catch whatever we were throwing out of the catapult, which it turns out was chocolate eggs. And I was so confident about the catcher that I threw my own phone into it.
And did your
fact-
phone survive?
Well, Alex is using it, so yes.
So we headed off to Scotland. You were then, back to my surprise, I was made leader of the A-team. You came on board. Did you enjoy your time on the A-team?
Absolutely, absolutely. We were the best team by a long way. Anyone like to disagree with that? No?
Well,
Good.
Charlie's left, so I think we're on a slightly better wicket. But I think Alex from Team D will have a words to say. But we still know that it was Team B that was nicking our Tunnock's tea cakes.
Yeah, I haven't forgiven them for that yet.
No, food was very important. You're halfway up a mountain, a hot drink and a Tunnock's tea cakes makes a difference. To get the hot tea, but the tea cakes were missing, was slightly annoying.
I wouldn't go with slightly.
So, our holidays were on TV for January and February. How do you feel we were portrayed overall?
I honestly think I got a very good deal out of that. No, I loved it. I actually felt that the TV series showed a completely different side to model railways and to railways in general. I think everyone was very professional throughout. I think it actually showed a really human element to railways, because railways are not actually about the trains and the track, although we tend to think they are. They're about the people who build them and run them and design them and look after them, and I like to think that human element really came through with Biggest Little Railway.
It did, but it's also changed lives. We know one of our colleagues has gone on to lecture in engineering. We know other people have been upgraded to trainers and instructors, but for you it's been a massive difference. Tell people what's happened in your life since we filmed.
So, just before Biggest Little Railway, I was made redundant in the financial services industry, went out and got a couple of other jobs in finance, and then decided after the TV show to quit. And I am now an apprentice railway engineer with Network Rail.
And what's going to be your specialist subject?
So I'm involved in signalling.
Fantastic. So the show has made a difference not just for the people watching it, but for the people, the contributors who are actually in the show as well.
Absolutely, and I think we've all come away with lots of friends for life, yourself included. We had a few other people here, Colin and Will. We've got Alex stood over there. I mean, we're a little community
We are.
now, and I hope when people watch it, maybe when it gets syndicated, when it gets seen on Dave maybe, that people see it and just be inspired by it.
I think we had fun. Simon, thank you for coming on the podium today. It's been a real pleasure.
Absolutely.
I wish you all of luck with the new career as well.
Thank you, Lawrence.